Hello everybody, welcome. First of all, I would like to start like I always start my seminars. I would like to thank you for being here. And I would also like to congratulate you. Why? Because if you're here, it means you want to improve yourselves. It means that you want to get to know yourselves better. And by doing that, it is the best way to improve our lives, but also to improve our lives of those around us, and also to improve the world. Because by changing ourselves, by improving ourselves, we improve the world as well. So a big applause for you for being here and wanting to get to know yourself. Okay, let's start. I'm Lambros Ioannou. I'm an evolutionary life coach. What does that mean? What's the difference from life coaching? First of all, does everybody know what life coaching is? Everybody? No? Okay. Life coaching, it helps you to improve yourselves, helps you to improve your skills, to get to know yourselves, to understand why we do the things we do in our lives, to understand ourselves, to understand how our psychology works, and how do we communicate with other people. And also it helps us to improve ourselves through practical skills, practical tools, let's say. The main tool of coaching is questions. So asking questions, the coach guides you through questions, carefully structured questions, to get the answers you want, to understand yourselves better. Because nobody knows yourselves better than yourselves. Nobody can tell you what to do besides yourselves. You are going to decide how you're going to move in life, how you're going to move on to life. You're going to decide what you really want. What a coach does is it guides you towards getting to know yourselves. So very shortly, this is what is life coaching. Now, evolutionary life coaching is life evolution. So you improve yourselves through training all parts of ourselves, which means our body, our mind, and our spirit, our soul. And this is not the topic of this seminar, but I would really briefly like to tell you and give you a feeler of exactly what I do. So, first of all, our psychological state influences our thoughts, then our thoughts influences our words, then our words become action, and then our actions becomes our character, and eventually our character becomes our destiny. So it's really important to understand, how do I control my psychological mood? How do I improve my mood? How do I improve myself? So this is a very important aspect of our lives. It's our daily lives, how we spend our day. And our psychological state determines everything, because it determines our thoughts, it determines the way we think. And the way we think determines everything else, because I just explained, it's a process, it's a sequence. So Lao Tzu, a famous ancient philosopher who wrote the Tao Te Ching, said, watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. And eventually, watch your character, because it becomes your destiny. So how do we start doing all this? By our psychological state. Our psychological state determines our thoughts, and then the sequence ends up being our destiny. So how can we do that? How can we improve our psychological state? How we can control our psychological state? Let's do a very quick mind exercise. So what I want you to do is rate your psychological state at this moment. How are you feeling? From a 1 to 10, with 10 being amazing and 1 being really crap. What's the first number that comes to your mind? Answer it on your own. And usually the first number that comes to mind is the right one, because the first number that comes to mind is our intuition. It comes from our subconscious. If you start to think about it, then our logical mind steps in, and then it's not really what's it. So everybody done that? Yes? By the way, this is, I don't know what you're used to, but in my seminars and in coaching, there is an interaction. So when I ask you something, I would like you to reply, because I want to know, we need to have communication, you know? So please do reply so I know where I'm going, or else I can't move on, you know? You don't have to talk if you don't want to, because I see some people are freaking out. Am I going to talk now in front of people? No, it's okay. If you don't want to talk, it's not really necessary. So everybody done that? Everybody found what's their state now? Okay, what I want you to do now is remember a pleasant memory in your life. Pick any pleasant memory, any memory that makes you feel nice. And I want you to visualize it. I want you to bring that memory in front of your mind and make it as vivid as possible. Put color in it, put sound, put feeling. How did it make you feel? What happened in that situation? It's easier if you close your eyes, but you can also do that consciously. So even by having your eyes open in a couple of seconds, you can do that. Everybody done this? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So ask yourself again now. From 1 to 10, how do you feel? What's the first number that comes to mind? Is it better? For how many of you is better? Oh, half the room. That's good. This is a very simple way how to change your mood, how to change your psychological state. Just by a memory, you can instantly change your mood. Now, okay, if you're really down, then okay, obviously you're going to need more than that. But it just goes on to show you that you do have the ability to change your mood at any given moment. And also this goes for stress as well. Usually, what is stress? Stress is just a negative thought. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to, let's say, I don't know, go to have a meeting with my boss, and I start thinking negative scenarios. And it causes stress. Why? Because our mind does not understand the difference from, our mind cannot understand the difference from imagination and reality. This is proven. Neuroscience has proved this. So the moment you're thinking, I'm going to go into the office and everything is going to go wrong, your mind, it's like it's living it at that moment. So it causes stress. So all you need to do is think the outcome you want. You don't really want to go there and not having the result you want, so think of what you want. Just by doing that, you can actually also start handling your stress. And this is a very good way how to start handling your mind better, how to start handling your thoughts. This is just a small feeler of what I do in terms of mind exercises and how we can improve our mood. It's the quickest way to actually show you that, oh, I can actually do that at any given moment. And just to mention that our mind and body works optimally, more effectively, when we are in a positive state. Any other state, even neutral, even negative one, will not allow us to think at the best way we can. It's just how our body and mind works. So, in external communication, the body language is everything. It's 60-70%. We all know that. That 60-70% of our communication is body language. The same goes for internal communication. But we don't know that. So if you're saying, I am happy, but I'm like this, or you're saying, I'm happy, but you're like that, it doesn't work. Your body tells another story. And it's your body ultimately that defines how you feel. So at the end of the day, we also need to pay attention to our body. So our stance our posture, our breathing also determines our state. So I just wanted to mention this really quickly so you have an idea that also all these aspects influence our psychology. And by being a little bit more conscious, just by taking the decision, I'm going to breathe slower and deeper. I'm going to have my spine straight. I'm going to drink more water. Just by doing this simple stuff, just by taking the decision, that's all you need. You find your mind throughout the day that it will start paying more attention to these things. And this is a very good way to actually control your psychological state. And I would also like to show you my power pose that I invented it, let's say. Well, it's inspired by Amy Cuddy, which is a famous psychologist. She has done one of the most famous TED Talks about body language and how can it help us or influence us. And they've done this study in Harvard where they say they found out that just by standing like this, which is called a power pose or else Superman pose, for 2 minutes, just by doing this, it actually produces dopamine in your body and it gives you confidence. But you need to do this for at least 2 minutes. And think about that. Anything you want to do, if you're not feeling well, if you don't feel confident, if you do this for 2 minutes, then it will instantly give you more confidence. And that's how just a little way of how you can use your body to gain more confidence and feel better to whatever you want to go and do in life. So if you combine this is the actual pose. If you combine this with slow and deep breathing, and at the same time, when you're inhaling, if you can also smile, so what does that do? Also, it activates your laughing muscles, your smiling muscles. And our body cannot understand the difference from a fake smile or from a real smile. So just by doing that, your muscles are activated, and what it does, it gives your body an instruction, it produces serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone. So combining this stance with breathing, which also relaxes us, as well as smiling, it is amazing of how much better can we feel throughout the day. I recommend that to start your day like this. Just do it for a couple of days, but even if you do it like from the first time, you will feel a difference. And you can use that throughout your day to actually do anything you want, to help you achieve your goals, to help you be better in whatever you want to do. So you want to, yes please?
May I ask something?
Yeah.
So what if you feel overwhelmed by grief, fear, anxiety? I don't think the previous exercise would be enough.
Yes, it will not be enough, but what it will do, sorry to interrupt you. You have anything else to add?
No, I mean, do you have any other things that you could recommend to make that more intense?
Yes. I don't want to go into that now because it's a big subject, but I'll tell you this. By doing this, it will help you momentarily for a few minutes to lift your mood. And what does that do? If you lift your mood and you're feeling more confident and you're feeling a little bit better than before, then you have the ability to also think better. And by thinking better, you can also start thinking things through in a different way, which will help you to actually not feeling as miserable. Because usually when we have all this overwhelmed and fear and everything, it's just our way of thinking, So that will actually help you to think better, to think straight. It's exactly the same thing. When you are feeling angry, we don't think straight. So you want to change your mood to be able to start thinking better. So you are able to think more logically, to think better throughout what's bothering you and find a solution to it, or at least feel a little bit better. So it can work It can help you, but obviously for that situation there are things that you can do also. So let's move on. Now, how can we nurture our spirit? And this is the final thing, and we'll go into our subject. And it also has to do with our subject as well. So, how do we do that? If we practice gratefulness, so feeling thankful of the things you have, even the basic things. I have a house, I have something to eat, I have money, I have a job, whatever. I have friends, I have family. That's something, you know. Next to us in Syria, there is people who have none of that. So just by feeling thankful and reminding yourself, there was a scientific study, and actually they said, just by asking the question, what am I feeling grateful for today? Just by asking the question, without even answering it, it actually proved scientifically that it improves your mood. You start producing serotonin and everything, because your subconscious mind knows the answer anyway. So it starts producing, it makes you feel good. So that's a very good way to nurture your spirit and also start your day. So I would recommend to start and end your day like this. And also at the end of the day, a very good way is meditation, to even for 5 minutes, just to relax before you go to sleep. I'm not going to go into that apparently. I'm also a meditation teacher, but it's not our topic now. So, and also we don't need to do it through meditation, but if you do a very short inspection of the day, introspection of the day, and see where can I improve? How can I improve? So you look your day and you find where you went wrong and how can I improve. But avoid criticism. Just find the things that will help you improve. Criticism doesn't help in anything. And some people say, okay, self-criticism is good, but it's still criticism. And it lowers your confidence. So what you need to do is find ways to improve. If you find how to improve, you also find where you went wrong, but also find ways to improve. So that does not lower your confidence. And at the same time, it gives you a plan of how can I be better next time. And one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself at the end of the day is, if I lived every day like today, what kind of future would that create for me? And questions are very powerful, guys. If you ask the right questions to yourself, it will lead you to where you want to go. But your questions need to be positive and they need to be on the point. So if you ask this question, believe me, just try it, just have a go. You will not believe how much difference you will make. Even if you don't find any answer, you will see that your subconscious mind, just by asking the question, your subconscious mind will start working. And eventually you're going to get the answer. If it's not that day, you're going to get the other day or after 7 days. Have you ever seen somebody in the street and you say, I know this guy from somewhere, but you don't remember their name, you don't remember where they came from. And then, just because, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? And then you let it go, and then the next day or after 3 days, it comes to you. That's how our subconscious mind works, and you can use that for anything. So ask the question. If you don't get the answer, you eventually get it, because our subconscious mind is like a genie. If you ask the right question, you will get the answer eventually. So let's get into our topic. The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. And the day you find out why is finding out your true purpose. Why am I here? How can I live my life? How can I express myself? How can I express my soul? How can I express my personality, let's say? And Mark Twain said it very well. These are the two most important days of your life. And believe me, when you find it, you will know and you will understand why he said that. Because the feeling is amazing. Once you are really sure what your true purpose is, the confidence, the emotion that you're going to feel is going to be so overwhelming in a positive way that you'll feel, okay, whatever I do, I'm going to find a way, I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter what's going to come to me. I know that this is what I'm meant to do, and I'm going to do it, and I don't care what's coming up ahead, because usually there are going to be fears and blah, blah, blah. So, questions. Did you ever feel that you had a good day, or you had all you ever wanted in life, but still it didn't feel quite right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Great. Did you ever feel that something was missing in your life, but you couldn't figure out what that was? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Anybody has any idea?
Because you don't ask yourself.
Yes, that's one reason. Any other ideas? The reason is because we're not doing things we love in our life. The reason is because we're not expressing who we truly are. There's how many stories have you heard of millionaires that they had everything but they still weren't happy? How many stories have we heard about people that had so much money, they had the best job, the best family, and they still didn't feel right? And we get that a lot lately. In the last few years, a lot of people, and I'm sure you've encountered a few of those, that have this thing. And why? Because if you're not doing something that you love, if you're not expressing yourself of who you truly are, whatever you do, you're not going to be happy. Period. And that, yes, please.
Can it be because we're not feeding our soul, we're not nurturing our soul and spirit, and just focus on materialistic things?
Exactly, but focusing on materialistic thing is one thing, but the essence of it is what you said, is nurture our soul. What does it mean, nurture our soul? To nurture your soul, it means that you need to express it. To express it, you need to do things that you love. So eventually it comes down to finding who you are and finding your true purpose. So, what I just said, the reason is simple. We're not doing things we love, so we're not expressing ourselves. Doing things we love will help us enjoy life more, and ultimately will help us find what we truly want to do in our life and to find our true purpose. In other words, to find what can we do that comes naturally to us and at the same time help other people. This is our true purpose. And this is not my definition. This is the definition of all the philosophers, all the healers, everybody since 3,000 years ago. And if you don't know, a lot of people don't know who am I, or what's my true purpose. But if you find the things that you love and you start doing them, it can even be something like a hobby. I don't know, fishing, or I don't know, playing billiard, whatever you love. Just by start doing that, you start enjoying your life more, and eventually that will lead you to finding what comes natural to you, what expresses you. Now, and also, I would like to mention that I write here, no human ever born is the same. We're all unique, and nature proved that also. How does nature prove that also? Nobody has the same DNA. Nobody has the same set of eyes. Everything. Nobody has the same DNA. And all the people who have ever lived, nobody has the same. And that tells us a lot. Nature always leads the way, and it tells us a lot of things. So, nature also says that we are all unique. We all have something that is unique, and we need to find that something and start doing it. And that something that is unique is what comes naturally to us. So the best question to ask, actually we're going to go more into that after, but the best question to ask is, what do I do, and I do without any effort at all? What do I do and it comes naturally to me? And if you don't have an answer now, it's exactly what I said before. Just ask the question and you will actually get the answer. What do you do naturally is your unique skills, is your unique points.
I think you have to search all the time. You have to do different things till you find what you like.
Yes.
It's not gonna come. Depends where you live, in what environment you live, in what country you live. All depends.
Yes, the country you live does affect you in some kind of way, but ultimately it's your choice where you live, it's your choice what do you do in every day. Yes, it can be a long process to actually find out what exactly that you want, but if you follow a certain process, so I'm gonna send you, for whoever is interested, I'm gonna send you a set of questions. There are like 20 questions to ask yourselves. If you ask yourself those 20 questions and answer them, then 90% of the people will find a lot of things that they didn't know, or things that they knew, but they weren't conscious about. So you will look for a long time if you don't know the way to do it. And usually that's the problem with most things. We know I have this problem, or I know I want to do this, and I start doing it, but I do it very sporadically, and I do it without any knowledge. If you don't know the way, it's going to take you time, or you might never get it because you don't know the right way to do it. If you know the right way to do it, you can do almost anything. And how do you find the way? Find someone who has already done it and ask them their help, or they will give you their way. And that is one of the most basic principles that you can follow in life. Whatever you want to do in life, find someone who has already done it and copy them. Then, once you start understanding the way the process they follow, then you can go out and start doing it your own way. But at least you understand the process and you know how to do it. Any questions so far? Yes, please.
I think what you said exactly now is like against what you have said before. It's like everyone is unique. Why should we follow somebody?
I'll tell you why. I actually complimented what I just said. You're not going to do all your life what someone did.
Yeah.
But if somebody already did what I want to do, why can't I analyze what he's doing, find his process, and start doing it on my own? And eventually, I'm going to find my own way. This is actually one of the most basic principles in neuro-linguistic programming, which I'm a master practitioner, and that's how NLP works. You don't, so maybe, exactly, maybe I used the wrong word, so I will not say copy, model. You model them. You find their process, you start following it, and eventually you will find your own way. So why we have an expression in Greek, we say, let's say the English version, why should I rediscover the wheel? There's somebody already doing it. So why should I waste so much time finding something where there is so many people that already done it and they have the right process and they are successful because I can see they're successful.
So can I ask something?
Yes.
Connected with this?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think this is one of the reasons that people are not happy in their lives? Most of the people, they followed someone else, they did this.
Yes,
And
yes.
in the end, they didn't find their own truth.
Yes, exactly, yes. That's why maybe thank you for correcting me. So let's say model, not copy. No, it's fine. There's nobody that, so instead of copy, model. We model successful people and then we go about our way. Yes? You want to say something?
I want to add, maybe it's just because they copy step by step what they do and they don't just take an example and then go their own way. So we just stay on the other guy, the other person's path.
Or they don't understand the process and they just do it like automatically. Okay, he's doing that, I'm just going to do that, and I don't understand why he's doing it. You need to also understand why he's doing it.
Because it's the wrong thing for them. Some people, they choose to do that, and it's the wrong thing for them.
Yeah.
It's not the one they like.
Yeah, that's